everybody, welcome back to another StampChatter video. I've been having a lot of fun playing with this new labels, lovely labels Pick-a-Punch, and I just thought I'd show you a card that I did recently and turned it into a fence instead of labels. So let me show you how I did that. Not a quick card, I'll warn you, but is fun to just sit down and play. This was one of those cards that was just fun to sit down and play. So let's get started. I used Balmy Breeze as my card base, and I did it 11 by 4 1/4. And I'm using this decorative mask that's going to be retiring soon, and some Whisper White ink. And you can use anything you have. I'm just using a sponge. You can use a dauber or anything like that. It's just a pigment ink. Pick up some ink and just dab, rub, get some clouds on here. Don't want this to be too white, but I do want the background to have some nice fluffy clouds in there, and I want it to go. I could be careful that you don't spread the ink down your card. All right, that should probably do it. I'm gonna do one more cloud here because I want it to go under the fence. All right, oops, just like that. Now that looked a bit stark for me, so I just went and smudged it. Circles, got a little more of an, I don't know, opaque look. It's just not so stark, and I like it a lot better. Looks like it's more in the background than the foreground. All right, so I did that with Whisper White, and then we'll let that dry. In the meantime, I grabbed some gray granite cardstock. So this is gray granite. I'm gonna take some gray granite ink and my birch background stamp. This. Now I have a pretty juicy pad, so I'm gonna ink this up. Because it's a bit juicy, I'm going to take some scrap paper and just take off a little bit of ink. Put this, and this is 4 1/4, so I just took a 8 1/2 by 11 sheet and cut it in half. Take some paper again. All right, just like that. Give it some dimension, and then I'm going to cut them into 1/2 inch strips. Now, I do like to keep it long, even though I'm going to eventually cut this down to 2 1/2, and I'm going to show you why I like to keep it long. You're going to cut 8 of these, because it's going to take 8 little picket fences to go across your front of your card, just like this. Okay, I've already cut a whole bunch, so we don't have to do all of that in front of you. Take your punch. Now, I did 2 layers at a time, and it worked just fine. And the reason I wanted this length to stay in here is because I wanted to use this, oh, everything's moving on me. I wanted as much of this guide as possible, because I found if I cut it up here, it was too much wiggle room up here, and I didn't get a nice centered punch. So I'd rather leave it long and get a nice punch. And do it again, and then go to my cutter and cut it down to 2 1/2. Much better. I actually put 2 at a time. That's how I did it on my little cutter. All right, so you need 8 pieces of those. So I did those, and then I took the lovely U that I've been working quite a bit with these last few weeks. In fact, I haven't even touched any other new stuff quite yet. I'm just making as many cards out of one set before I go to the next. This one's a very interesting stamp. I took this image, and as you can see in the card, I put multiple colors on it. So I did a technique that's really old. It's been around for a long time. It's not old, it's been around for a long time. It's just called direct to stamp. So if you're new to stamping, you may or may not know this. Just take your markers, these are Stampin' Right markers, and color directly onto the rubber. You should start with your lightest color first so that doesn't accidentally get muddy in case you get a darker color in it. So it's okay if I go above it a bit because I'm going to put a dark color and that'll cover it up. This is Melon Mambo. Just going to color that. So you're going to make quite a few of these. Make extra. When I do this, I tend to make 2 or 3 or 4 times more than I want. Just in case I make a mistake or I want to make a couple cards, and you might as well color them while you're at it, right? All right, so breathe heavy on that, get it moist, and then stamp your image. Okay, I did a plethora of these, quite frankly, and cut them all out so that I could make my picket fence. So here they all are, all my pieces and my picket fence pieces. All right, so this is the fun part, assembly. So I'm gonna open the card up like this, take some of my glue. So I bookended this fence. I just found it easier to do it this way. I've done it several times and this seems to work. These are 1/2-inch pieces, so this will fit perfectly across the bottom of your card. So put a little glue on one piece, and glue on the other. All right, and just adhere that to the left and to the right, just like that. Now I did pop my fence up in between. Okay, so take some dimensions, put one at the top, one at the bottom of each piece, just like this. That off. Now I did go a little, I'm gonna say a smidge, like a hairline over, like a hairline, just to cover up the gap a little bit. So when you look at your card from an angle, you're not gonna see blue underneath. And I mean like a 1/16 of an inch, like a hair over, just like that. All right, then go ahead and take another 2 pieces and glue those down. So I'm going to do that and I will be back with you in just a second. Okay, so now it's come to our last piece and we want this last piece to slip into this center. So I'm going to put some glue on it and I'm just going to slip it in. I'm going to grab my pinchers, or maybe not. Find them. Well, maybe not. All right, I'll use my fingers. All right, you can slide. I don't know if you can slide in. This is the way I'd like to do it. There we go. So just gotta fuss it a little bit, get it in there. But to me, this just gave the most even fencing. There you go, just like that. I'm going to stamp my sentiment, even though you should probably do that last. I'm going to do it now because it's my party. It's my video, and that's what I want to do. I'm going to put this up here. There you go. So that's my picket fence, and I'm going to take all my flowers that I've made, and I punched out this. To me, it looked like a bush, so I thought I would make this a bush. So like I said, this is not a quick card, although it looks quick on a video. It does take some time. So I'll pop this up. Put a dimension way down there at the bottom. And this is the designing part. So I'm going to let that hang over. I'm going to cut it later. So I'll place this dry. Put a little glue where I think it should go. And I am using Tombow glue for this because you can kind of slide things around. It's not permanent right away. You get a little bit of wiggle room when you play with that. All right, that's my third bush type piece. Put that maybe kind of like that. Okay, and it does actually dry fairly quick. Just gives you a bit of wiggle room. Take my paper snips, or you can put it back in your cutter if you want to, but this is relatively easy. just use the edge as a guide and snip along, just like that. And you get a little bush in the corner. Oh wait, so I wanted to put some flowers. I kind of liked one coming up from the background like that. So put a little bit of glue. You can do whatever you want with this, whatever flowers, whatever arrangement you'd like. It's the fun of doing cards like this. But this kind of a card you need some time. Maybe it's a rainy day kind of a card that you want to do. Here's one that's a nice dark color. I'm going to put that on the front like that. I might even pop it up yet again. Let's see. Let's see what I want to do. Should I put it? I could put it there. I could put it in behind. I could put it over. I'm not really sure what I want to do with this one. I might even do that. This is the fun of playing, isn't it? Oh, that one looks like it has an orange center, which is okay, but I think I'm going to come back and take another one. Okay, well, while I'm trying to decide on doing that one, let's do something else because I can't make up my mind. So I don't know about you, or if you live in a house, my neighbor's plants always seem to come through our, this is a good neighbor fence, actually. The way it kind of staggers like that, they call that a good neighbor fence. And her plants always, she's a plant lady, huge plant lady, beautiful garden. Her plants tend to come through my fence all the time. So I'm going to make this look like some of it is coming through the fence, just like that. And I'll take another one. And maybe that's coming in this way. This is why I put my dimensions at the top and the bottom, so I had a little bit of playroom in the middle here. I'm going to do this again. And let's see how I want to do this. It's all about fussing, playing around with it. Let's cut this off. Put it in here. Move this up a bit if I can. See, it does dry pretty fast. That's what I want to tuck this little leaf in, just like that. I like that. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Put a little glue. This is the easiest way to plant flowers. Fingers just get inky instead of full of dirt, but oh, crafting's a messy job too, isn't it? All right, and I think I'm also gonna put a flower that maybe popped through. A nice pink one, a light pink one. Let's see this flower poked through the fence, just like that. Pretty. I'm gonna use, these are new. They come out on June 3rd as well. They are, I don't know why I want to call them gel dots. They're not gel dots. I can't remember what they call them. But anyway, they're cute. They come in all the new in colors. So that is your Bumblebee, Magenta Madness, Jade, Midnight something I think it's called. I can't quite remember. And I think that's Brown Sugar, if I'm not mistaken. I could be getting confused with another in color. But anyway, I thought that was really pretty in the center. Okay, let me go back. I mean, that's pretty just as it is, but I always like to do things in threes. So I think I'll just throw this over top, just like that. That looks good. Put some glue, and that's my card. It looked super fast to make, didn't it, on video? It did take some time, but I like it. It's cute. If I just had an animal stamp, I might have a little animal peeking over the fence. I think that would be absolutely adorable. But that is my fence card made with the lovely labels Pick-a-Punch. I hope you enjoyed that, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks.